O mortal, you know what the Lord requires of you, that you love tenderly, act justly, and walk humbly before Him. This passage from Micah chapter 8 is my inspiration in my life.
This is the story of a believer, a dreamer, an adventurer, one who forfeits the pleasures of this world for a life of service to God and mankind, becoming the salt where there is absolute tastelessness and the light in the face of gloom and total darkness. This story is about the footprints left by Miss Bernice Broohm, a faithful servant of the Lord, an advocate for equal right and opportunity for women and the girl child, a giver in every sense of the word.
At 74, going to 75, to be a long story, but very exciting, very exciting. I'm an adventurer by nature. I've had a very exciting life from childhood to growing up. But before then, I was in a boarding house in Keta. Boarding house those days run by the Catholic sisters, Ola sisters, in the 50s, early 60s. My father, being an officer who is trekking all the time, was advised that it's good he puts me in a boarding house, because each time he transferred, I had to start a new school. Transfer, and so no, you can't do that to your daughter. So he took the advice and placed me at the Keta boarding house in the 60s. Before then, anywhere he was transferred, he was a forester. So anywhere they had to plant forestry, he was transferred there. So I had to go. Start school again, I'll continue again. So my primary school, every year I was in a different town. I ended up in Ula Keta. So from 2, I passed the common entrance, and there was a new school in Kumasi, young school, secondary school. So my father put me there, St. Louis Secondary School, 63, and I was just 14 years old. So that's where I did my secondary education, and I was a very troublesome, restless, and always, how they say, every punishment leaves you family there. You find me in wrong places at the wrong time. 75 to 79. I was in Kivas, and we were the year where we were traveling the late General Champo.
As recommended by the wise counsel of King Solomon in Proverbs, Mr. Broohm trained up his daughter in the way she should go, so even as she's old, she never departed from it.
My father was somebody who inspired me a lot, because for him, he never discriminated in whether because I'm a girl, somebody's a boy. The sky is your limit.
His contribution and impact on the life of his daughter is so indelible that the story of Miss Broom's life is never complete without the mentioning of Mr. Magnus Mensa Broohm.
He also said something which, inspired me very early in life, when I was 16. It was a speech and prize giving day in St. Louis. It was the first one, and I had a prize that day. And there was a woman who inspired all of us in the school. He said that the Catholic sisters, the Irish sisters, came from their country to make sure that girls got education. So when they die, doesn't mean nobody will do it. Nobody will continue that type of work. So after the prize, my uncle, younger uncle Thomas, and my father, they were there for the day. So when we were coming down, I told them that I also wanted to be like the sisters. So my uncle said, no, that's for Europeans, it's not for Africa. My father said, what? You say that to your daughter? There's no work for European, there's no work for Africa. that at the age of 16 is stuck in my ears.
The rhetorical question posed by Mrs. Agatha Akins, coupled with her father's chastisement of the discouraging remarks of her uncle Thomas, became the solid rock on which she stood and decided to walk in the footprints of the Irish missionaries.
It is their dedication of thinking of others, opening doors for people that inspired me. So that I took that way of life so that I too can help. Wherever there's need, I want to be available to go and answer it with my skill and talent and whatever. So that's what I've done most of my life.
Ever since she took that decision, she has never looked back. Together with her sisters, they labored all over the world, putting smiles on the faces of so many others, giving humanity a chance to hope again.
Half of that life is a life of faith. You know, we walk by faith, not by sight, and trusting that you are in the safe hands when you put your hand in the Lord's hands. He will never. Now I can say that He will never give you a job He has not prepared you for. That's how fair and how just our God is.
As a vocal and an expressive person, Ms. Broohm was confronted with one of the nightmares of a conversationalist during her early days in Palmas, Brazil: language barrier.
When I arrived in Brazil as a missionary, one of the gifts I have is I can talk. But there I couldn't talk because I don't have the vocabulary. They speak Portuguese, and for 6 months I had to I don't know how to do it. I was lost. All missionaries had to go to a place, a center. You have to learn the language, learn the culture, learn. This is what missionaries have to go through. And you'll be like a child. Somebody like me who expresses myself, asks questions and do things, I was totally out of my realm. Totally lost. It was most challenging period. All missionaries decided that we have a game just to release tension, because I wasn't the only one going through that. So at the field, because I want security, I said I'll be at the goal post. After when the ball comes, I can dodge it. Me, I don't have a problem. But I forgot, when the ball came, I jumped to take it. In the end, I fell and broke my arm. People will be asking in Portuguese, "Oh, okay, aconteceu." I couldn't answer. What happened? Now I have to talk. It is the most challenging, but in the end, it's the children of the community, rural community. They used to visit me, and they will come, toddlers. Some of them, just the oldest could be 7. They are all big women and men now. They will come. They will tell their parents they are coming to visit Bernice Broohm. They will come, Bere, are you there? Say, sing. They will come. When I talk, they correct me. They are my friends, you see. They say, Bere, we don't say it like that. So, okay, how do you say? Then they say I should repeat, and I will repeat.
During one of her visits back home to Ghana, she stumbled upon a series of newspaper headlines that detailed the plight of some young girls who were subjected to a traditional system that forces young, innocent, virgin girls to serve in shrines in atonement for the sins of their forebears. Trokosi.
In 94, after 3 years missionary work in Brazil, I was due for holidays. So I came back to Ghana for my holidays, 3 months holidays. Whilst I was here, the graphic carried out a series of stories on the Trokosi system and how young girls, are offered as an atonement for sins of the pass, and they had to stay in the shrine so that they will be taught and then they become good citizens. But unfortunately, they discovered that the girls were not allowed to go to school. They were stationed in the shrine. They would do farming and things like that. In the end, the shrine owners also took advantage of some of the girls and started having children with them. So not only were the girls not able to go to school, no other men had access with them, and their children are born and they also stay on the shrine. So I went back to my group, the Sisters of Seminary in Brazil. I told them that, look, there's a story I read when I was on holidays, making me uncomfortable.
The discovery of this inhumane ordeal young girls were subjected to became the theme that defined the next chapter of her life.
I love the work, I love what we are doing here, but I feel I need to go back to Ghana and also contribute to that awakening so that something can be done about this situation so that girls can go to school. They were very sad, but they said I should stay for another few years. So I stayed for another 4 years, make the whole total 7. I didn't give up.
In the year 1998, she finally said goodbye to her St. Louis sisters in Palmas, Brazil, returned to Ghana, and spent a year gathering information about the people she intends to serve.
There's a past student called Patrina that I knew. I taught her in the training college. I knew she was down at Tabor area. So I tracked her down and I told her that, look, can I stay with you for 3 months? I want to, because I've been away. I want to see and hear certain things. So it's like a sabbatical, but in Ghana. Oh, she was more than happy. So I stayed with her. I paid my keep. I paid everything to stay with her and help her too at the same time. So once we were there, we went through certain other shrines, other places. But the people were not open to talking too much. And areas like that, you don't push yourself too much. Then I knew that's not where I'm supposed to be. In the story that I hear, the word Adidome came, a few times. There were shrines around. They mentioned certain names.
After this realization, she decided to seek a job that would station her in Mafi-Adidome, which was by then the district capital of the then North Tongu district of the Volta Region of Ghana.
So I went back to Accra, and then I went to the regional office, who is on the regional office. God being so good, the acting regional education director then, I know her personally because she was my senior in the secondary school. She was 1 year ahead of me, and we have been friends since then. So I told her that, look, that she know a place called Adidome. So yes, it's one of those small education places. Why am I? I said, that name has been coming, and I feel I need to. So, girls' education. Look, I know they have been looking for a lady to handle that office, but each time they go to meeting, they bring men officer, and the people complain. But even she wants an officer of my caliber for the municipal who, so she can process me to stay in who. I said no. What I'm hearing is not who. It's Adidome, I'm bound. She told the late director who had just been posted there a year or two before, and that he's got a staff for him to for the man. I said, are you sure she will come? So that lady, I know her. She will come. She will surely come. So I visited the 99 funds. I was posted September 99 to Adidome Education Office. But then it took me almost 4 to 6 months to get accommodation.
Miss Broohm, as at this point, moved heaven and earth just to be part of the community of Adidome and its surrounding villages, which was by then the epic center of child labor, teenage pregnancy, broken homes, and also bedeviled with soaring illiteracy rate among women and young girls.
From Brazil, I knew that people need to see to be attracted. If they don't see, they can't be motivated. So if there's no point in talking, go, and when the people see you and say, hey, like yesterday I said, so a woman can drive. Then a little girl will say, when I grow up, I will drive. That's how it begins. So long as there are people here who need my help, and I'm willing to come and help, any challenge that comes, I'll be able to face it. Not alone, but he's the one who directed me here. Because out of nowhere, as I want to come to Adidome.
At this juncture, Miss Broohm was left with one final but crucial decision to take in order to fully test the challenge ahead of her. A decision to walk away from her park, away from the supporting comradeship of her St. Louis sisters, a group she has given the last 33 years of her life to.
Sisters are formed on charism group. Some man or some woman who feel a call to do answer a certain need. Others with the same ideas will join, and then it becomes a group. The group that I had belonged to, we are teachers, and I taught in a training college. I volunteered to go to Brazil. When I came back, we are not in the Volta region. It's in the Ashanti region. Now to come here, there's a protocol you need to follow. One of the basic protocol where I know it long time ago is that you are either invited to a diocese, or you go and say, look, you see a need here, you want to answer. Then the local ordinary, who is in charge of the diocese, administration of that particular area, will process you and say, okay, you may come. We invite you to come. The group should come and work. Then the group will ask how many people will be coming. If you say one person, they will have a problem. Because they can't have only one sister alone. You understand? For security reasons and other reasons, they have to be 2 or 3 for support. And the group in Kumasi were not many. We were small, but we were doing a lot of work. Now, some of them were in the university, in training and things like that. There was nobody available to join me to be sent here. So either I forget that idea. The local ordinary doesn't even know I exist for him to invite me to this place. You understand? So I have to write and say that I'm leaving the group. As a lay woman, I can go anywhere. So I know that if this is what the Lord wants me to do, I can't use that as an excuse for not coming. I can't say there are not many people and we are not being invited here. What work? If I use that excuse, I won't be happy. It means I'm denying a call, and I don't trust that the Lord can take care of me. So when I mentioned it to the group, that is, everybody was sad because I happen to be like a mother to the group. They look up to me to many things, not only the Ghana, those in Nigeria, those in America, the group we are in all those places. When they hear Bernice, Bernice, how possible? It's a shock that I'm leaving the group. They were all shocked. But if I want to follow the shock too, I can't live within myself. I may have left the group, but my commitment to the work and to the Lord has never changed. Be able to do the work that He calls me to do. That's why I moved out. And also not to put the group in any embarrassing situation. Because when you love something, you protect it.
With the convent and its restrictions now fully behind her, Miss Broohm settled in so well into her new home and post. Her arrival at the GES office of the then North Tongu district brought a revival of energy with regards to the operations of that office.
the house I eventually went to, we were like a family in the house. They were very good to me, very, very good to me. And also the staff in the education office, like Miss Krugo, Miss Bevel, we were all like a family. And they were very supportive, especially Miss Krugo was very, very supportive. And they were all delighted that, I've come and put some energy into the work they were doing.
As a dedicated and a diligent girls officer, Ms. Broohm decided she will not be handicapped by the lack of vehicle at her station to enable her discharge her duties to the best of her abilities. As synonymous with almost every government institution in Ghana, her work demands she traveled several kilometers in a day, but the means of transport was absent. So she fell on a friend, a sister, someone who has been there since her formative days in St. Louis Secondary School, Sister Philomena Morris.
The district was so vast. I need to be doing trekking. And if I sit in the office, there's no trekking. There was only one pickup, and only the director uses it for going to meetings and camp. And we are all trekking officers. When I describe the nature of the work, and that without a vehicle, there's no way I can do the work the way I feel I need to do that. She also got some help. And through that, she said, oh, she's got this amount. So I asked a brother of mine in Accra to look for a strong vehicle, because the road is no road, it's cow road. So that's how they got me the jeep. So when the jeep arrived, and then we can all join in and go to places. Everybody will do the itinerary in such a way that we all go to the same village, the same school. Then I will do the girls' work. Miss Krugo will do school sanitation. Miss Bebe will be acting the physically challenged in the village. So the district education office, this one, just moved on, packed on. So we even got some award during that period, because we are very active. We are trekking officers, but there was no way we could move out. But with this, we moved to every overseas of Norton. And that's how vibrant the district education office became. We visited every school. I made sure I visited every school.
My name is Venolia Dope Dachomo, and I'm the school health education officer. Now they have assigned me to be acting as the chief inspector of schools. So the little, time that I spent with her before her retirement, I think we worked for 2 years before she retired. I don't even have the words to describe her. The woman is so down to earth. She's so benevolent. Her resources are used purposely for others. She will put her car down for us to use for the work, to touch people's life. And her life with others, her relationship with all of us here was just cordial. Everybody, you wouldn't know who is who. When you see her with her status, I was even surprised to hear that she is a Catholic sister.
My name is Freeman Doga, and at the education office, I'm in charge of administration and finance. Once I came in, then she was SDT, but I knew she was in charge of girl child. She is mobile in town. You can see her using a private car to do official work. That is, GES will not give her any car. But what we heard of when we came was that she volunteered her car to the directorate, which they use her car to do other monitoring work, which was helpful. Ms. Broohm, because of how mobile she is, and that car can travel to the hinterlands. That's why we were told to use that to go to Gafachikope, far away place, and that vacuum is really created. Yes, that vacuum is really created because of the immobility of the current girl child officer.
Now, when we are talking about increasing number of girls in school, it's out of her work and her benevolent work that she has actually put in place.
All was going well. Miss Broohm was firing on all cylinders, visiting schools and communities to ensure girls under her district get educated, until the day of her first major assignment, and this happened.
Nationwide, we are supposed to be organizing science and math clinic for girls to upgrade their fear of science and mathematics. And therefore, Volta Region selected Hokwe. So every district had to send their girls a certain number. I think we are supposed to be 20 from each district to benefit from that. So I had to go around all the GSS schools and the two SS schools, Mafi-Adidome and Mafi-Kumasi, to select some SS people too. So among the girls I saw, one girl from Fujuku near the river, and then Bulu. They came and I was already at home, so very nice office driver, Commissar Ipa, who has been very helpful to me. He's so rest in peace. He brought the girls to me, so I accommodated them that night in my room. We slept, we got up very early. Then, we went to the office, the others came, we went to Hokwe, everything went very well. Then the day before we will go, Charity complained of a headache. So I took her to the clinic nurse, who took her to St. Margaret's Hospital. They gave her medication. So we were on our way back, we passed through. On our way back, she started, not comfortable at all. So my colleagues, teachers told me that, Madam, don't take her home straight. Let's all go to the hospital. So we went to the hospital. And in the hospital, the doctor attended to her, the nurses, one of the nurses attended to her. And I was sitting beside her. The nurse, within another 45 to an hour, the nurse told me that, Madam, wait for us. I went to the nurse room. Then he said, sorry, Madam. Right in my hand, the girl died. Brilliant, beautiful girl. Outspoken. It was the greatest shock. Their first assignment. It didn't make sense. Not that a girl was sick for a long time. Not that anything. She took part in the clinic. She was active in the groups. Their presentation, she took part in almost everything. Just before we would go back home, she complained of headache. So we had to put her in the mortuary. They had to go to her parents, go and tell them that this is the story. Their father received us so well. When we narrated it, she said, oh, Madam, don't worry. I was just, don't worry. You meant well for me. You chose my girl among all the girls here to go and benefit for something and bring home. It's not your fault. So, Madam, don't worry. I was confused more.
The demise of Charity left Miss Broohm in an obvious state of devastation. Her first assignment as a girls' education officer got marred by such a sad turn of event. Nonetheless, she kept going, discharging her duties while still dealing with the loss of such an amazing young woman.
The name Charity stayed with me. This is an incident that somebody told me that those who believe in those, I know the spirit is around, but I didn't come to mingle with any spirit. Me too. The spirit brought me here for a job. Nobody will frighten me out of that job.
Miss Broohm, some way, somehow, managed to put this painful event behind her and got her feet back on the ground. Going about her work one fateful morning, she came across two little kids, a brother and a sister who happened to be twins, and quickly her curious self got the best of her.
Achu and Achupi, Augustina and Augustine. Their story is very interesting. One day I was at the office, then I saw two children playing hide and seek under a tree. I said, at this time, what should they do? So there was a lady there who was selling, the ladies since dead anyway, selling fried yam. I said, who are these children? They should be in school. Then they said, already they were 7 years old. They should be in P2, but they are not being to Gitagati or going to Nuku. So I called them. Nijibe mi school. The two heads went like, school. Okay, me school you go. Me school you go. Me Gabon. That was the beginning of that journey. That was 23 years ago. Now she's doing a degree in nursing, and the boy is studying to be a priest.
It is now clear to Ms. Broohm her mission in the Tongu area, setting up young people to succeed in the future. This she did by debunking stereotypes.
In a group of villagers, I said, look, can you imagine if all the girls in your village never went to school, and all they do is lottering around? They'll have babies, you can't take care of them. There are many things they are going to miss. Meanwhile, the school building is there. Their teachers being paid. You don't pay teacher. You are not the people paying the teachers are already there. They only come. But you don't send your child to school. What are you doing? You are doing your own village. When you put it that way, other traditional concepts will begin to die. Me, I'm not attacking. I'm only saying that you are missing out. And nobody wants to be missed out. When something, I say, when they are sharing Ghana money, you are not going to get it. The only way you get it is you send your child to school, because that Ghana money is paying the teacher.
She's someone who likes to help others, especially girls. She is interested in the success and well-being of the girl child. Back in my village, on market days, we made our children skip school to go and sell stuffs like cassava dough, firewood, and charcoal in the market. She was strictly against it, and would stop the children on the way, pick them in her car, and send them to their various schools. That made our children progress in their education and eventually became adults we are proud of today, thanks to her foresight.
Offering guidance and counseling, and personally affording the education of many of these young people.
Because I'm a girls' education officer, a lot of things come on my desk in the office there. And some of my colleagues who know girls who are in trouble, they can look, madam, so and so girl, I interviewed the girl. No, because I hate dropouts. You have reached here and drop out just because of this thing and that. Again, I call friends and say, look, I can't stand it. There are some girls who have to drop out. Even there were boys among them too. There were quite a number of boys, only that they are not known. You see, there's one now who is going to be a professor. Ejoji's story is a very interesting one. I was in Kumasi. I spoke about the fact that they should go to school, the girls. Following week, the director called me and said that here's a letter. And the letter was, dear girls education officer, I'm a boy, but I also need help. So please, he wrote a letter to the director like that. So the director is always fighting with like that. Every day girl child. I said, they are the people who need help. No boy has ever asked me for help, and I never refuse help. But the one who, if the thing is like this, you have the one who is like, come on, that's for me, my policy. So the next day I went to Kumasi, and I asked the head teacher, is there a people here called George? Say yes, I'm Abuzu, Abuzu. Here he came, small looking, nice, shy looking boy. I said, are you a George? Say yes, madam. Did you write to the director? Yes, madam. Because of that, I'm here. What can I do for you? Madam, I need money to buy a size book. Oh, school needs. Okay, no worry. Don't worry about school needs. I'll give you money. Go and buy your from one. Yeah, yes. That's how my journey with Georgie started. He was assistant lecturer in Legon in a literature department. He went to Norway for some time. Now he's in Boston. And I think he'll be finishing next year, so a PhD.
As a strong believer in the equal rights and opportunity for the girl child, she took things a notch higher in that department, creating a safe haven in her home for underprivileged girls to live with her as she takes care of their needs and grooming them to become the best version of themselves.
My name is Achupi Augustina Awudi.
It's a privilege. I'm Naomi Hunyeji.
Jennifer Tori, Jumai.
How I first met her there. It's not something I can forget. I was staying with my grandmom. I lost my mother just few months after I met her. So I was sent to go to the farm and bring okra. So to the farm, I was coming from the farm. I passed my former school, my former primary school. So when I was coming, someone called me, and then she was like, "I wanted okra. Can you sell it?" I said yes, and she was like, "Today is schooling day, so why didn't you go to school?" And I said, "Oh, I've been going to school. I was in school when my mom died, and my father is also sick, so I wasn't going to school anymore. I was staying with my grandmom." And she was like, "Yeah, so there is no one to take care of you." And I said yes. That's supposed to be the late Miss Krogo. A week later, my former school teacher came and was like, "They said you were not going to school before your mom died, and your father is also sick, and they want to help you, so write letter to them. Then state the things that you need to go back to school." So I was like, "Okay, then help me," because I don't even know how I'm going to write it or what I'm going to write. And he was like, "Okay, don't worry, I'll help you." So he helped me. I sent the letter, and a week later, everything came. My uniform, bag, books, everything came new. And that's how Madame showed in it. But when they came to call me that someone is looking for, I went and it was her with her jeep.
So I was a sale girl for a woman in Japan. Then I completed DSS, and then through Miss Ayegbeve, I got in touch with her, and then she sponsored me from secondary school till I completed university. So that's how I got to know her, through Miss Bebe.
As a child, I was helping a woman who sells at the Ghana Education Service in Adidome, the office in Adidome. The woman used to sell snacks like fried yam and things at the office. So I used to help her do her dishes and things as a child. So one day, since she worked there, she saw me and then asked, "Why am I not going to school? Why I'm home?" Then I told her my mommy says she doesn't have money. And she asked that I should bring my mom to her. And that was how we built our relationship from that time. Myself and my brother were the very first that mommy took care of. By the grace of God, my brother have grown, and then he's now in the formation to become a priest, and then I am a nurse as well. It is all to the glory of God because of the hard work she put in us and the sacrifices that she made for us. The exposure of bringing us to Accra, taking trips with us, and then sending us to places to see a lot of things, not to limit us. That opens our eyes a lot, and then we've been able to get this far because of the sacrifices she made.
Relationship with her is like a mom and a daughter, even more. Yes. We've developed a relationship that is just like a mom and a daughter relationship.
So I completed JHS 2004. After I completed, a school that picked me was far from me. I think Jessica something like that. So when they came, I said I wasn't going back to the school, and she was like, she invited me to. After the exam, I went to Pong to stay with my auntie there. She invited me. She sent somebody to come and tell me to come. So when I came, I went to see her at the education office at the Dome, and she was like, I want you to go back to school. I was like, no, I don't want to go back to school again. The late Mr. Ikpa, may he so rest in peace. She asked Mr. Ikpa to educate me on the courses, and if you study the course, what you will do in the future. And then she also asked Mr. Ikpa to convince me to go back to school. So Mr. Ikpa tried to talk to me, and then I agreed. And I was like, the place they gave me, I wouldn't be able to go there. I don't even want to go there at the first place. And she said, okay, if I ask you to come and stay with me, I'm living alone and I don't want to keep any child in my house. So if you behave like an adult, then you can stay with me. And I said, okay. So I came to her 2004 to rewrite my BEC. I was the first person to come and stay with her when she came to Abidjan.
She was taking care of a lot of people outside, but we were those that got the opportunity to just stay, and I happened to be one.
Yes. Vacations, we are in Accra, as you see. My first time to go and eat in a restaurant is with her. I can't forget.
She showed us love that some of us we didn't even get from our parents. But hey, she will discipline you when you go wrong. That she doesn't take it for granted.
Ms. Broohm built a reputation for herself as the mother for the less privileged, and with the help of some colleagues such as Mr. Frank Aikpa, Miss Martha Klogu, Miss Patience Beve, and a few others, vulnerable and underprivileged young people, especially girls, got recommended, and with her timely intervention, their lives got spared the woes of the Tongu child, such as broken home, child labor, child trafficking, child abuse, streetism, school dropout, and many more.
My name is Donu Belinda, and I'm a midwife. I joined Sarah Club when I was in class 4. Our slogan back then was, I know my goal and I have a dream.
I have a dream, I know my goal, so sex can't wait. So my name is Forgive Kudiabo. I'm a nurse, I'm a professional nurse.
I have a dream, I know my goal. I feel so happy that those words engineer you people at that time.
During her active days as a girls' education officer, she spearheaded an initiative geared towards young people known as the Sarah Club.
So whenever a guy called me, then I used to tell them, I know my goal and I have a dream. Then I have to walk away. So it helps me not to also indulge in these sexual activities.
I've always had that slogan at the back of my mind. And you could see that anytime the opposite sex come close to even say something, you are quick to say, I have a goal, I have a dream, so sex can wait.
I was just looking through some things and I saw here 208 Sarah Club facilitated and then what topics for clubs. The choices we make: child labor, child trafficking, child's rights issues. Discuss it.
Giving young adolescents a purpose in life, a goal to live for.
As a teenage girl is what guys can do. We ladies, we can also do it.
Sarah Club has actually groomed me, helped me to become whom I am today.
Sarah Club became a safe space for young people in the Tongu area to discuss issues facing them as adolescents. And under the supervision and guidance of their facilitators, they came up with means to navigate the treacherous waters of adolescent life.
The confidence and the pride you used to have, and when you hold the mic and you are, hey, there's something inside these people. It gave me so much delight. I was so happy. You know.
The souls of Vicentia Akwavi Kwao, her biological mother, didn't last for long, as she passed on before little Bernice Broohm could barely turn 2. Miss Josephine Povey Broohm, the paternal aunt, stepped in and took over the motherly needs of little Bernice.
The one with my dad here is real, but she was on her own, so I put it together and I said Papa and Dada. But to be honest, I don't know her. I was only 2 years and I think 3 months or so. The one who brought me is called Josephine Povey. Josephine Povey. And I was born in her hand at Adabraka, because my father was young, my mother was young, and they were living with her. And she was a trader in Adabraka, selling beads, earrings and things, and cloth and things like that. So you were taking care of the two of them, because my father had just been discharged from the army. Now here, my mother used to sell kakuru. My father used to be studying. And I was just small. That time, maybe a year and a half. I was roughly a year and a half. And she was pregnant at that time. And I heard that she delivered a healthy boy. They came to the outdooring. And then 2 days later, she got sick. And then a message was sent to Tassie that, look, Vicentia is very sick. We went, rushed the Kufudia, at that time Kufudia Clinical Hospital. They could hardly talk when she closed her eyes, her mouth. So she took me, because I already know her younger. I was just a 2 years then, but she had delivered. And so when I in my consciousness, she's the only person I know as my mother. So I used to call her Dada, until my father says, it's my senior sister, so you can't call her Dada. She's your Tati, she's your auntie. She took such a care of me that I didn't feel the absence of a mother. I never felt, even up to now, for me, so far as I'm concerned, she mothered me.
The love and affection shown her by Tassie filled her to the brim, and she decided to spill almost all of it into the world.
She's a compassionate woman, a woman of integrity, a woman who believes in people who don't believe in themselves. She brings out the hidden good in you. That's who she is. Yes.
She is someone who always wants others to be better. And she sacrifices, even if her last penny that she will use to buy something. So far as she wants to do the thing, she do it wholeheartedly. She give you all.
But I see her as an angel in human form, because she's helped in a lot of ways that your own family members cannot even help you. She's kind, she's sweet, and then she's an angel sent by God to come into the life of some of us.
I want to be remembered as a woman who acted justly, fight for what is just, that she's conscious of, who struggle to love tenderly, love people, especially those who need help. But most of all, to be remembered that I'm somebody, a happily grateful person, because I've been blessed. And to be remembered that I've shared my blessing with as many people as I can.
Should never take any driver for granted. And I shouldn't think every driver is thinking straight. So those lessons have guided me all throughout the years I've been driving.
Ms. Broohm retired in the year 2010 from the Ghana Education Service. Her last salary received was about 600 Ghana cedis. Barely enough to feed a mouth in today's world, right? But she gracefully carried so many others on her shoulders with such a meager income. Her remarkable run at the GES got her a post-retirement contract as a counselor with the International Needs Vocational Training Center, Mafi-Adidome. She apparently became the center's principal, a post she held until 2018.
Everything perfect. You only ask me one question. Madam.
She is now enjoying her retirement, but not without the company of some young girls she is putting through school as we speak. She is still a devout Catholic, an advocate for the rights and equal opportunity for women and the girl child, a giver who helped so many in the absence of cameras, lights, audio recorders, as it has become the standard of today's philanthropy work. This is Ms. Broom's story. This is Ms. Broom's life. A life characterized by giving, by love, by heartfelt compassion and empathy for people who otherwise have no option. This has been her journey, a journey of faith.
So it's almost 21 years. 0 to 1. It's 0 to 1. 2001.
It's still moving.
I told you, maintenance is the key. Maintenance is the key. And if you maintain something, you can use it for a long time. It may be expensive to maintain, but in the end, it pays. To like becoming to do in Adidome. From Brazil, come to Adidome. What are you going to do there? I said, that's what is in my mind. I don't understand it myself. But as the years unfold, it's making sense. Initially, many things in life of faith, doesn't make sense. Human sense, it doesn't make sense of faith, it does. Because if the Lord is here, I should be here. Even when I came, people didn't understand what is wrong with this lady. Even the people who are supposed to be enjoying the benefit are also wondering, what is wrong with this lady? The beneficiaries are also wondering. The people are left also wondering.